May have backed it up a little far there. Okay, and we're back. Okay. So, eating my supper, everything's good. We're back on the air. I scheduled it from 8 to 8:30. Just in case, because I only have some minimal stuff to do now. So, more shadowing. I pulled out some of my Staedtler tricolor thingamajig pencils in case I needed to do some smaller and brighter highlights, and then I'm going to put some shines probably, and that'll be pretty much it. I don't know how long it's really going to take me, but just in case I only put half an hour. If we go above that, well, at least you'll have something to watch. And I'm probably going to be... In case you hear some voices, hopefully not really. It's because I finished eating, but of course we didn't kick my uncle out the house. So they're probably still talking upstairs, and sometimes he's loud, but he's not mean. He's a very nice man. Hashtag basement dweller problems. And as far as the soundtrack goes, we're still going with Super Mario RPG. I think now we're in the cloud place, which his name escapes me right now, and I apologize for that. Nimbus place? Nimbus? I know it's ruled by King and Queen Nimbus. And that's why it's important to blend when working with markers. You can blend with roughly any marker. I like Copics, personally. I like their color. I like the fact you got a lot of colors. I like that they're refillable. If you mess up the nib, they're replaceable. Of course, if you've got a favorite brand that's not Copics, if you're used to working with those, then for you they're the best, and the conversation stops there. Unless the conversation revolves on what kind of techniques you like to use best, with what marker, then that's a normal artist conversation right there. Of course, if someone were to ask me to recommend markers, I would recommend Copics because those are the ones I like the best. They're pretty much... So far I've worked with Copics, Crayolas, Sharpie, and more recently, because I bought a little air compressor made just for that, I've also worked with Prismacolors. Yeah, there we go. It's just right now I'm not really using it, sadly, because most of my best colors are sketch, and while I do have a sketch Copic adapter, the problem is that my good colors are anniversary, and to work with an airbrush I would need a chisel tip, which I don't have with these. As for the rest of my colored Copics, the other problem is that... Hang on, I'm just gonna... Valentina's laugh is distracting me. Is that they're all original Copics. So that's another problem. They don't fit in the adapter, and they don't make... the company for eBrush don't make an original Copic adapter yet. But I'm stalking their page until they do. I like Valentina. It was nice to actually have a villain that was not related to Smitty. And even she reformed after a while. If you pay attention to the credit scene. Or even if you tend to backtrack sometimes, if you go to Booster's Tower, after you freed Nimbus Land, there we go, Nimbus Land. Oh, I know what that part is. I like the colors I chose. They kind of give the impression of raw flesh. Not that I would know what raw flesh looks like. I'm kidding. I know how to cook, so I know what a skinned chicken looks like. Some people may be icked at the idea of taking the skin off a chicken. Personally, I do it when the chicken's dead. Less struggling that way. But it's really more messy than disgusting, in my opinion. It gets sticky. And to begin with, I'm not a big fan of getting my hands sticky. I'm an artist. I need to have my hands clean at all times so as to not mess up my paper. That's how I see it. So while I was gone, after eating, waiting for the time that I had scheduled, I looked at my YouTube updates because I knew that a couple of channels I was following were gonna post the Foxy update. And they did, and I was happy. That's pretty much all I had to say about this. Doesn't change that I still think that they're purple guys' nightmares. But you don't know, maybe it turns out I'll be right, maybe it turns out I'll be wrong. Only Scott knows. You know, eventually I'm going to have to draw more cute things. I just don't feel like it right now. I did post on my various social media that if you have any suggestions for these live streams, for what I could draw, do not be shy, post them. So whether you're watching this live on live stream or watching the recording on YouTube, you're still greatly invited to show up and suggest things. Go right ahead. I might do it, I might not. Nobody knows. Doesn't hurt anything to ask. Oh, then again, now that I think about it, YouTube comments. No porn. For the love of all that is holy, no porn. What you ask for in a private commission, that's different. But since this is going to be on YouTube and stuff like that, No porn. No capes. Bit more gray. Are you getting a little dry? Seem to be giving me a little bit of trouble there. Gonna have to check when I'm done. Well, I'm finally going to fix that little problem. Whoops, not with that nib. There! There we go. I like to do my lighted eyes lighting like this. Kind of gives it an extra glowy look. Now, you probably can't really notice, but I'm really close to my camera at times. As I was talking about the glowy eyes, my nose touched the phone. It felt weird. At least it didn't do anything to the recording, so that's appreciated. I didn't accidentally mute it or anything. Oh, easy. Oh man, I keep throwing pens on the ground. I got pens everywhere. I'm not careful. I usually put them at the end of my desk, and my arms are there, and that's why I keep throwing them down. Oh, from the music, I'd say we reached the Smitty factory. The Smitty factory is an interesting place, even if technically there's not much going on. It kind of makes me think of the way to the Esper's place in Final Fantasy VI. Because technically Final Fantasy VI was kind of steampunk. I mean, they had railways and the Magitech armor and stuff like that, so... Hey, get back up here, you. They did have a railway. Doma had a railway, though I would have liked to see actual ruins instead of what they did show us. And then there was the Doom train, which was in fact the Death train. Well, the Phantom train, if you want to get technical. But technically that was not part of Doma. That was the train that would take the departed to the other side. Okay. Oh, darn. As long as it's recording. Keep having to refresh my live streaming page. I really gotta be gentle with this. I don't wanna overshine. Oh dear, server not found. There very gently and everything will be fine. Gonna put more shine on the metal parts though, on purpose. And if anybody doesn't like how I do my shines, well, I'm the boss. But like I said, I don't want to put too much, mostly on the metal parts. Because the metal parts are indeed shiny in my reference. So I'm gonna put shines in the holes. Well, I feel this is pretty good. Maybe add a bit more here. There. So, where's my, there it is. I believe I'll call this one done. It's been 20 minutes, so I'm going to put my initials. And I consider this one, maybe not quite. I'm just going, what the heck is going on? Why isn't, I'm having, anyway. Just gonna add some extra shading on the wires, make them a little bit more 3D, if you will. And maybe it's because usually I like to look at my live stream to see if it's working. What bothers me is that right now I'm having connection troubles and it's not updating well. It's not updating correctly and it's not working for me right now. I'm assuming it's working for my viewers. I'm hoping so. Anyway, they're going to keep a backup of what I'm doing. Okay, now I consider it finished. It's a little under 30 minutes, but then again, I never really know how long it takes me to draw something. so that's pretty much it for now. So thank you for watching. I'll be posting different links in the description of the videos because of course I have to cut it down in increments of 10 minutes for YouTube. So if you have any comments, don't be shy. Come and talk to me. I don't bite much unless asked. And I wish you a nice day and thank you for coming. Goodbye.